Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Dr. Kathleen Webb. Happy Friday. I'm so glad you're joining me. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Friday morning with Dr. Kathleen Webb. I'm so excited to be with you all this morning and connecting with you. I'm coming to really look forward to these meetings and get connected with people in a new and different way. So really quick orientation to Zoom if you're not familiar. On the bottom is a chat function. And so if you click on the chat function, it pops up on the right of your screen. And so I'm going to be asking you some questions about what we're talking about today. And so you can choose to either post it to everyone or just post it to me. And also as a reminder as well, is that you can only see me and other guests can only see me. They can't see you, so don't worry about that. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about creating a new normal. This is something that I am working on with myself personally, but also pretty much everyone I talk to, both personally and professionally, my clients. It's a really important thing to be thinking about and doing, given that our lives have drastically changed in the last couple weeks, and we may need to settle in on creating some new sense of normal. So that's what we're talking about today. And the primary piece of creating your new normal is schedule. Okay, so I'm going to read a quick quote around the importance of keeping a schedule and routine and rhythm. Great people become great due to the framework, routines, and habits they have set for themselves. That is by Sunday Adelia. So whether you are a person that likes routine and schedule and predictability, some people lean towards that and have that in their lives, and then others, it doesn't seem to fit or feel as natural. Either way, I think as human beings, we benefit from having some type of schedule, some of, and so I'm going to leave it up to you to figure out the degree to which you want to have predictability. And what we do is talk about ways to make routine.
Refill my coffee first.
Oh, I'm noticing somebody's, hold on one sec. I'm just gonna, okay, here we go. All right, cool. So just had to make a little tweak to our system here. So we are gonna get back to basics. So the reason why we're gonna be talking about basics and scheduling is that we know when we get stressed out, we have increased cortisone levels. And when we have increased cortisone levels, we tend to lose track of time. And I don't know about you, but sense of time has really been challenged the last couple of weeks. 2 days feel like a week feels like a month. So all the more reason why it's good for us to be talking about schedules. So we're going to go back to the basics, and we're just going to talk about some really just cornerstone things about how we function as human beings. And I'm going to be asking you how you're doing with these things. So the first thing we're going to talk about is sleep. Okay, so sleep. If your life is anything like mine, getting out the door, I'm used to getting out the door at an earlier time, and rushing around, that has definitely changed. And so in turn, that has also affected my sleep and when I go to sleep and when I wake up. And so there's nothing wrong with adjusting how you used to do things. But I feel like we need to start talking about figuring out what is going to be our new sleep schedule. There's a lot of research out there that really promotes having a regular sleep schedule. When I say regular, I mean going to sleep around the same time and waking up around the same time. It has to do with our rhythms and our brain's ability to rest and be in check. Having regular sleep has everything to do with our energy levels and our eating patterns. It's like our body gets out of whack. If our sleep is not in check, then it affects all those things. So what I'd like to know is, out to the audience, what have you noticed is different about maybe your sleep? And if you've caught on to needing to have a new sleep schedule, what are you noticing is maybe different now, given our lifestyle change of being more isolated and staying at home? So let me know what your thoughts are. I know for me, I'm definitely going to bed a little later, waking up a little later, and I'm noticing that it has to be a really conscious thing to try to get in check with where I want to be doing that, in terms of when I want to go to sleep and when I want to wake up. So one person said, I'm not getting tired as early as I used to. Yes. So that makes sense, right? Because we're just not, we're not really as active. Even if folks that are still working from home, it just feels a little different. So we're going to be talking about that sense of getting tired and being tired in some other points that we're going to be making in a moment. So the second thing I wanted to think about is eating. So being at home, I got my pantry that's just feet away and trying to modulate, how often I snack and what I'm eating. And so when we're stressed out, some of us tend to eat. And so I'm reaching for those carbs. I'm reaching for those sweets. I've definitely noticed very quickly that that's true. So I really encourage you to have sort of create a schedule around when you're going to eat your main meals, and even too when you're snacking. One of the things that we're implementing in my house is I bring a lunchbox every day to work, and so my lunch is in there, my snacks. I'm actually using my children's little lunch boxes, and I'm packing them their snack for the day, and it's on the table. And so then they go to their lunch box, and they have their allotment of snacks, and that's what they eat for the day, instead of going to the pantry and having like endless options and endless quantities. So that is something that I really strongly encourage you to do. And again, if there's any feedback about what you've noticed, changes you've noticed, feel free to share, because I think sharing ideas of how to get through this is a really important thing to do. Third thing we're talking about is physical movement. Okay, so, I forgot to put this up. Eating. Physical movement. By the way, you're going to be able to go on our website and get a handout around this meeting. So I'll show you how to do that at the end of our talk. So physical movement, whether you are a person that is inclined to exercise or not, this is relevant to everybody. Oh, I just noticed some people they're trying to do, they're drinking water. So maybe you guys have like a water bottle. I have my water bottle every day. I try to drink. Okay, so physical movement, finding some time to move every day. If you can go outside, that's all the better. Go for a walk, create a new exercise routine. And just like many of us, maybe getting motivated to move can be really hard. Again, whether you're naturally inclined to exercise or not, it does not matter. So one of the things that I'm actively doing, and I'm talking with my clients about, is trying to help yourself be accountable to it. So I'm talking to some friends about engaging in some, whatever certain day challenge, just to help you be accountable. So maybe you either have a family member you live with or a friend, and you go on talking about making a pledge to do something each day, so that you have to answer to that person, and it really increases our likelihood of doing something. And so if you're not doing it, then you're kind of letting your friend down or family member down, and vice versa. So I do have someone that, if you guys want to look at the chats. My physical activity has increased because now my quarantine buddy and I are home, so we go on walks midday when I'm usually at work. So that's actually a positive. It's a spin, so it's more of an opportunity to walk. I know for people that have dogs, taking walks, it's even more of a reason, sort of like killing two birds with one stone. That is wonderful. So if any of you have ideas out there about what you're doing to exercise regularly, I highly recommend it. And the other thing I think too, because I've talked about exercise a lot and wanting to improve our physical, health, is everything counts. Like, don't shoot yourself down if you're just going for a 5-minute walk. It totally counts. It's something, okay? So try to make those expectations. If expectations are a barrier in this, try to let that go. Just let it go. It's just not worth it, okay? Okay, the next thing we're talking about is clean, keep it clean. So that has to do with both ourselves and then our surroundings. If we're working from home or we're not working right now, it's really easy to skip a shower. It's really easy to just kind of let that go. Personal hygiene is really important. And it's not just for how you present to others. When we take care of ourselves, we're sending the message to ourselves that we care about ourselves. So get your routines down, whatever that might be. Just make sure you're keeping up with yourself. You don't have to go the full tilt, but just have a certain level of taking care of yourself. Super important. Surroundings means your home, your space. Again, it's really easy to kind of get lax about things. Keeping a tidy space helps us have a sense of order. It actually decreases anxiety. So keep things tidy. Clean up after yourself. Maybe you get into a rhythm of cleaning certain rooms on certain days, that sort of thing. Really important. And then the fifth thing today we're going to talk about is staying connected. Staying connected. So obviously physically we can't see each other physically. We can't touch each other, right? It is more important than ever. We are social beings. And so it's really important for us to find ways to stay connected. One of the things that I have put a rhythm in my life, a lot of my extended family are out of state. And so I have regularly scheduled phone calls with them. I call my dad every Friday morning, as an example. So I encourage you, maybe you do FaceTime or, like the video chat stuff or just a phone call. It's really important that we stay connected and know that we're not in this alone. We're all in this together, even though we may be stuck at home. We're all going through this. And so one of the ways of, even watching this, tuning in, is that you are reaching out to other people. We all need this. I can't tell you how meaningful it is to just get even a text from somebody to just acknowledge, like, hey, I'm thinking about you. It's huge. It's so important. It's so meaningful. So one person just mentioned Zooming with friends. So if people don't have iPhones with FaceTime, Zoom you can get a version that's free and it's pretty easy to set up. All you need is a device, like a smartphone or a computer. So I'm hoping that these tidbits about scheduling can sort of get your juices flowing about and reflecting about how you are thinking about your life and how things have shifted. And I encourage you to kind of make a framework. I'm definitely getting very concrete with my own kids. We have a schedule. We have something in writing. Put something in writing if you want, okay? So what I'm going to do too is I'm going to write down our website right now. RaveForHartfordWellness.com. And we are still working on getting some things up and running, but there's going to be a handout for every webinar meeting that we do on Fridays. So there's going to be a handout with this information on there, and there's going to be some fill in the blank around what you can do on these 5 points of just how to make a routine, a schedule, and put that in place. And that's going to reduce anxiety, create more purpose and meaning in your daily life. And that's a really important piece to have right now during this sort of challenging time. So hopefully you've got some good tidbits for today, and tune in next week on Friday. Next week, we're going to be talking about moderation of our behaviors and what we're doing. So have a great week, and we'll see you then.